Alright, hello everybody, Zaxtor99 here, ready for another first play on launch day. This is ROA, or Rest or Awake. Now, this game might look familiar to some of you who've been watching my videos the past couple of months. And if we click on the developer name Arquia here, I assume that's how you pronounce it, we realize they also created Entity, a $12 game that I played back in mid-April when it launched. Now, Rest or Awake is available at 1/4 the price of Entity, $3 regular price instead of 12. But it looks like the same kind of game. And another game where if you've ever looked up in the clouds and you let your imagination flow, this might be a great game for you, especially at the budget price. But is this one as good as Entity? Is this one worth a $3 price tag? We're going to go ahead and give it my first play and try it out right after this. Alright, welcome back everybody. I've just launched Rest or Awake, or ROA, and this is the introduction screen. We see that if I move my mouse around, I can kind of see a little bit of random stuff on the screen here. And if I move my cursor over here, I have my options: resolution, full screen, volume is full, turning sensitivity, we can change that. Inverter Y-axis we could move with WASD. And if we want to change these, we can set these to whatever we want. So just hover your cursor over it and put it to whatever you want. Hurry is left shift, rest is M1, and scan is M2. The controls aren't quite as complex as Entity from the looks of it, but the options looks very similar. Let's go ahead and go into a new game, and let's see what kind of creatures or what our imagination is going to find in this game. Alright, well, it looks like new just changed everything. I guess new maybe reset everything. Alright, we're going to go ahead and escape out of that. Let's go ahead and go. Here we go. Now we are letting our imagination go wild. It looks like this game is kind of like Entity, but maybe the resolution isn't as sharp as what I remember with Entity. I mean, it is a budget price. Let's go ahead and move forward here with W. What are you guys seeing there with a white? What is that? Let's go ahead and scan with M2. Oh, okay. We still see the white, but it kind of blackened out all the other colors. Let's scan again with M2. Okay. And what if we hit M1 to slow things down, it said? Or rest, I think it said? Okay. Not really seeing any kind of creatures here or anything like that. Let's move around with the mouse. Aha! You guys see that? Let's go ahead and rest again, see if we can see them. How about scan? There we go. We saw them for just a second. A whole bunch of creatures. Wow. Let's move around. I'm just moving to the left here. Trying to rotate around them. Really weird. These guys only show up for a second. Here we go. Now we can see them a little bit better. The colors kind of changed here. Makes them look like they're made out of some kind of sand. I'm seeing some kind of sand creatures. The same form, the same kind of creatures I remember seeing in Entity a month and a half ago. These creatures look very similar to what we saw in Entity. Again, the resolution doesn't seem to be quite as good as what I remember with Entity, but I feel like you're going to get the same kind of experience with this game. So if you watched my video or you looked at Entity a month and a half ago and you thought that $11.99 or $12 seemed like a little bit too much to pay for that, oh wow, that looked like it just jumped up in my face. Huh, that was cool. But if you thought Entity looked like a little bit too much money for to spend for this kind of experience, I guess you would call it, rather than a game, maybe you should take a look at ROA. It's available on sale its first week right now for only $2.39. So really similar kind of experience here, guys. You can move with the WASD. You can rotate with a mouse. You can hold shift to move really fast. And it looks like we found another creature here. You can scan with M2 with your right mouse button. And you can rest, whatever that means, with M1. I don't really know what these different things do, but I am definitely seeing the formations of some of the same kind of creatures we saw in Entity back in April when I played that as well. From my experience, guys, I don't think I like this one quite as well as I did Entity, but I don't know that Entity is worth, 4 times as much either. I have a feeling if you play this for, a little bit, you'll probably get pretty good at the controls. I know that as I played Entity a month and a half ago, I got a lot better with the controls as I played it and started being able to at least halfway control what I saw a little bit better. Kind of interesting. I just feel like the resolution isn't nearly as good in this ROA game. But still, I mean, you could definitely let your mind go to work here. I wonder, if you were into drugs or even pot or whatever, if watching something like this would make you see just crazy things and burst out in tears or laughter, or have a much more surreal experience than, being sober like I am now. I also kind of wonder about the developers of this game. How sober were they when they decided to first make Entity and now follow it up with this experience called ROA. Anyway, guys, this is kind of what you get if you buy ROA. It's really random. It's going to be different every time you play it, and your experience and what you see is going to really depend on your patience and your imagination. So this is it, ROA, guys. Hopefully you guys can make it a determination if you want to go out and spend the $3 on this game, or maybe you want to go out and spend $12 on Entity. Maybe you want to buy neither, or maybe you want to buy both right now. Let me know down in the comments down below. This has been Zaxtorian99. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Take care.